Hi, all. I'm Al Deldegan, the creator and producer of the Libby podcast. This 100% volunteer-run show was born out of the Rainforest Alberta movement and features incredible people who are leaders, innovators, and have big ideas. This episode is hosted by Rhea Haley, and it is the 17th episode of her series. Today, her guest is Bibiana Kala. Take it away, Rhea.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rhea Haley, co-founder of New Idea Machine. We help founders turn their expertise into software that actually works, so you can build smarter, launch faster, and save thousands. Welcome to 5 Questions and 1 Wild Story, Fempreneurs to Watch For. Today's fempreneur is Bibiana Kala. Hi, Bibiana. Welcome.
Hi, Rhea. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm doing well. Thank you. Okay, Bibiana, please tell us, what is it that you do and why is it important?
Okay, so I do a lot of stuff. I wear different hats. So I'll start. Where? So a few months ago, I was working for a non-for-profit for a few years. I created an entrepreneurship program and we were running successfully. The organization lost the funding. And I was actually starting to think that it was time for me to move on again as an entrepreneur, because I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Since I'm 12, I think I started my first side hustle when I was in school. So it was fun to create that program. But once you start feeling, okay, I think this is done, it's time for the new challenge, I was starting to feel, okay, maybe I need to move on. So when this happened, I think it was just, I don't know, for people to believe in God or the universe or destiny, whatever, it's just sometimes things happen that push you faster than you wanted to do things, maybe. So I said, okay, yeah, we lost the funding. There is no program. So I just actually start talking to people, say, okay, I think I'm going as a consultant again. And as soon as I landed my first contract, I quit my job. Right now, I'm working as a consultant, or you could say freelancer. I help different organizations with their entrepreneurship programs. So I'm a facilitator with some of them. I'm a mentor for others, or I review business plans. I do a little bit of everything, all related with entrepreneurship. And I focus on supporting new entrepreneurs. I really love that first phase when you're in ideation or just starting and you working on the business, but also working a lot on your personal side that I find super important, especially when you're a solopreneur or you're just starting with a small business. So that's what I do right now. I'm also starting a couple of ventures with my husband. He has a background in supply chain. We both have backgrounds in sustainability, and I have been working a lot in circular economy. So we are creating a couple of ideas around that. Hopefully we'll launch, March next year, probably. We're preparing a few things. So we're also doing that. And I just love different causes. So I'm a volunteer in different places. But the one I'm focusing most right now is supporting the Circular Economy Club of Calgary, Circular Calgary. And our goal, we're a grassroots organization. Our goal is to promote circularity in the city. So we've been doing events or awareness campaigns, and we're actually thinking next year in starting with some specific projects, working in collaboration with other organizations to move Calgary forward to being a more circular city. So that is some of the stuff I do in the professional side. And personally, I have my 2 boys. They're 18 and 23, and they still keep me busy because I love to support them. One is a musician, the other one is starting university. So I really want to support them in all I can. So that's why also I'm very involved with my family and in all our activities.
I can't believe you're juggling so many things. Honestly, I'm listening to you thinking, how do you do it all? This is insane. Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the circular economy, what it is and why you're so passionate about it?
Okay, I'll go back a little bit, I think, early 2000. When I was finishing my career, I'm an anthropologist. When I was finishing, I saw a class related with tourism. And I started thinking, tourism from the anthropological perspective, right? Not just economic development. That's what brought me to sustainability, because I started thinking, tourism could be done in a different way, right? At the time, I started a master's in sustainable tourism management, and I worked in the industry for a few years. Even when I moved to Canada, I had my second business here was as a consultant for sustainable tourism management, and I worked with different small towns. So when I was working in the tourism sector, people think about tourism, about hospitality, but tourism is like everything. We are even tourists in our own city, right? So for me, I started seeing tourism in a different way, with all the angles, the impacts in the environmental side, social, economical, cultural, institutional, political. So it touches everything. So I started learning how everything works in connection, right? So circularity somehow, even I didn't have the word at the time, or regeneration, that's the way I act, right? So everything is connected, right? Everything we do and we act is somehow connected with the whole ecosystem. And I'm not just talking about the natural ecosystem, it's the whole, right? Call it, I don't know, in business, we also say innovation ecosystem, so we need to think about that. And that's the way I think. So when I don't know, one time, when I was working in the tourism industry, I had a client in Europe. So I started connecting with more destinations, and I learned about the donut economy, a model that was implemented in Netherlands. And I just started studying about it, and that's how that is also known as circular economy. And I just said, this is how things should be. It's not a new model, it's something we can, for me, it's something we should do. That's the way we should run things. So I just started learning more about it. And in 2017, I learned about Circular Calgary. It was at the time a group of, I think, 3 people, right? Trying to make awareness. And so I joined the group. We started doing small activities. I moved to Norway for a couple of years, where I learned more about circularity. They implement not as in Netherlands, the whole economy, but they are doing a lot of initiatives towards circularity as well there. Okay. So when I came back, I, of course, joined the group again. No, we're being I think we have now 10 volunteers. We're still a grassroots group. So we're not a non-for-profit. We don't want to complicate things. When we do a project, we just partner with a non-for-profit, because we have actually worked with some of the grants from the city, but we just partner with other organizations. And right now, we are thinking in a couple of bigger projects for next year. And we started last year with a mapping exercise, trying to find out who is doing what in the city in terms of circularity. And we have already some business map out, some organizations, but we want to do it in a bigger scale. So that is for next year, one of the goals, to do this in a bigger scales, probably looking for funding, and do a bigger project with other organizations.
Yeah, that's incredible and very much needed in Calgary and in every city. Why is it important to you?
Maybe because I've seen the effect of, I don't know, when the economy leads to just benefit a few in one area, right? Or when what we do affect the environment so bad that, affects everybody, right? It's not just, what I tell people is, when we think about the planet, it's not just the planet. The planet has been here, I don't know, a lot of millions, billions of years. I don't know, the universe is going to be here even without us, right? But right now, what we're doing is affecting us as humans, right? So what I feel is, if we don't do things in a different way, we're affecting us, and we're making things harder for more people, and I don't know, for everybody, every being in the planet, right? So for me, that is, I don't know, it's just deeply personal. I grew up in difficult situations back in Colombia. So for me, for example, if I see an injustice, it just moves I can't tolerate it. So for example, if I work in a place and I see things are not fair with people, I cannot do it.
Yeah.
It's just in my core. So it's the same with this, like the way we're moving as a world when it's just consume, and we're creating a lot of garbage and we're creating inequality with like, it's not the way it should be. So for me, it's just personal. I don't know how to describe it. It's just moved me internally, and I just feel I need to do things differently and trying to help others to do it or support it. And I know some people say, you're not going to change the world. It doesn't matter. If I can change a little bit the corner I am, so that's enough.
Yes, I agree with you. I think it's fair to say that it's in your DNA. You're just driven to find a better way for us to share the planet, share it with each other, and like our relationship with each other and our relationship with the planet. And you're right. Like, I think this mindset that we have fallen into as a society, consume at all costs, it's very short-sighted. And we need to look at the ramifications of every decision. Like dollar stores are very convenient. However, just about everything in a dollar store is made to be thrown out.
Discarded.
Exactly. And then where does it go? Into a landfill. And what about all the resources and time and effort that it took to bring that product to the store, for us to buy it, for someone to make a profit off of it, and then for us to discard it a few months down the road? It doesn't make any sense, does it? It's not the best way to approach things.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I don't know, I recently posted a video. I think I shared a video on LinkedIn asking people to think twice this, how you call it, this Black Friday, or it's even something that I never participated in. It's just to create more consumism. So they just share a video of what is going on in a specific country with all the garbage we are creating, especially the fashion industry.
Yes.
And when you see those things, this is real. The thing is, people don't see it. Sometimes it's so far away. But it's just one more teacher. It's just one pair of shoes. But the people who are living the problem, and for example, donating things is good, right? But a lot of the stuff that get donated here and North America in general, they're cheap somewhere else. So some of our countries in Latin America, but especially in Africa and Asia, and they are the ones dealing with the problem of garbage because they don't need all that clothes. And actually, when you start thinking, if you donate all those clothes, and that actually I found that in a project in the tourism industry, is you're actually making that people that make clothes and shoes in those areas are out of business now. Because all the donations, right? But also, it's not just that. It's also creating garbage because they don't need that much. Yeah. And some of the stuff, they don't need it. They don't use those stuff. I always remember one of my teachers in university from archaeology. And she said, it's funny when we go to communities and we see, you know what? This community needs this from our perspective. So she gave us the example of some anthropologists going to a community and say, they don't have washrooms, they don't have toilets. So they brought some toilets, they did some installations. A few years later, they came back, they were using the toilets for plants.
Wow.
Right? Because they had their own system. So that's what happened also with these clothes. No, maybe someone needs this. We don't know what exactly they need.
Yes.
So we're creating more problems, even well-intentioned people.
Yes.
I said, it's not that you're bad. No, you're right. You want to do it, but then you don't know the consequences.
Yeah.
So everything is connected with everything. That's what I put in the post I shared. What I put is, before buying, just think twice.
Yes.
That's all you need. You don't need to do a lot. A lot of people it's overwhelming. It's so much to do. If I do this, I affect this area. If I do this, you don't need to think about everything because it is overwhelming. It's impossible for one person to do it all.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been at the dollar store. Sometimes I have to buy stuff there. And then I try to figure out what to do, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm doing less and less. But just think twice. When you're going to buy something, you said, okay, can I find this secondhand? Can I do, maybe I have something at home I can reuse? Can I ask someone if they have it?
Yeah.
Right? Do I really need this or I want it? And maybe we really want it. And yes, fair enough. You want that. Okay, that's good. But think a little bit. That's all we ask people. Think twice. That actually makes a difference.
Yes, absolutely. And your wallet will thank you for it too.
As well, yes, exactly.
What was there anything that surprised you about becoming an entrepreneur? I know you said you've been an entrepreneur since you were very young, but has there been anything along the way that surprised you?
Yes, actually, a couple of things. My last company, when I was a tourism consultant, one thing is I realized I don't like the management piece. I really don't enjoy it. We work with a partner and we both didn't like it. But I was the one doing more of this work because my partner, she was like focused in other areas. I said, I don't like this. Next business I have, I need a manager from day one. I really don't enjoy doing this. I have ADHD, so for me, it's very hard also. So I hyper-focus in some things that I'm very interested in. If I'm not interested, it's very hard for me. I can do it. I did it. And that's why now my new company is with my husband. He's very good at managing those things. I'm so happy. So that was one thing that I realized. We think as entrepreneurs, we need to do it all. And yes, sometimes. And again, if you're a solopreneur, yeah, you're doing it all. But realize about what you're not very good at. Maybe there are some things that you can learn and get better, but maybe there are things that you're just not interested. Like me, I'm not and yesterday we had a meeting with the accountant. I said, I'm here just because I need to learn a little bit, but you two are in charge of that. I just want to know a little bit more, but I'm not doing right.
Yeah.
So make sure you know where the areas you excel, right? But the areas, also be honest with yourself. I'm not good at this. I don't like it. Let's find help. Yes, we cannot hire people sometime from day one. Find partners, collaborators. What I did, for example, with my accountant at the beginning, when I was in my previous business, I didn't have money to pay her, but she was developing other business. So we just collaborate. So I was giving her a business coaching or most mentoring, and she was helping me with some bookkeeping and accounting stuff, right? Yeah, we help each other. We didn't use money. Time is money, but we were using our time. So that's what I encourage people. And that was a big, when I said, shoot, yes, definitely. I don't like this. So why keep pushing myself in doing it? That was one big thing for me. And the other thing that I have recently realized after also being an employee for 3 years is I'm a visionary, I'm the ideation person, but and I blame my ADHD for this as well. I don't know if it's true or not, but the execution piece that is critical for an entrepreneur, I'm also lack on that. I get bored in the middle of projects. Literally, it's just, I'm bored. Yeah. And I want to see the result. Yeah. So I also trying to find projects that align with my personality. So I see the outcome or the benefits like sooner. That's why I love also working with entrepreneurs 101 as well, because I see the change, the impact immediately. But if I'm in a big project, I just have a team around me, someone that is very good at execution and move me. So these are like big things that I have discovered being an entrepreneur. And I think I'm enjoying this new phase now that I know those than before that I was pushing myself to do everything. Yeah. Right? So now I think I'm enjoying this journey way more because I'm better at delegating. And I realized this is what I want. This is what I want to pursue. And
and it allows you to show up as the best version of yourself as well, because you're so happy doing what you're doing.
Exactly. And actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, I've been meeting with people in event recently, and they say, you look so happy. You look so well. Even sometimes I was late. I had a ponytail. I didn't have time to even dress. I was just okay. But they said, you look amazing. And I just believe it's because I'm super happy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right from inside out.
Yeah, I love that. Have there ever been a time that you wanted to quit?
Oh, yes, several. And again, because I also, and I'm very open about mental health, I deal with some mental health complications. I was diagnosed with depression 2013. I think also is did not diagnose. Even my move to Canada, my whole immigration process, it was harder than I wanted to accept. So I think everything. Since then, I've been managing depression. And yes, there are days that I don't want to do this, right? That you cannot deal with that. But you just go over those days. Now I have developed different tools. I have people I can rely on. And even I tell my husband, if you see me do this or they saying this, just tell me. So you develop those. So yeah, one part is maybe that my mental health sometimes is being harder, but other times is like, especially with people like me that really, we want to change the world.
Yeah.
Right? But we can't. And it's so overwhelming. It's, what am I doing? Yeah. Right? But that's why I keep telling myself, focus on your small corner. Do what you can, one person at a time or one, aspect, right?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, things are changing. And actually, I have learned that from the many entrepreneurs I supported when I was working in the organization with newcomers. Oh my gosh, when they came to me, say, you changed my life. You did this for me. Thanks to you, this, and even years. Like I work with some people when I started in 2022, and today I'm still receiving messages. So I said, okay, we're doing something good, one person at a time. So that's what I need to focus on so I don't feel overwhelmed and want to give up, right?
No kidding.
Because I'm not changing the world, but making life better for me and the people around me. That's enough. That's what I tell myself. That's enough.
Yeah, and we can all do that. And then that's how we change the world. What are people most surprised to learn about you, Bibiana?
Actually, when I tell them about my depression, they said, what? No, how? You're so outgoing and you never know. And that's why I always give the benefit of the doubt to everybody. You don't know what is going on inside every person. So yeah, people say, no, but you are, outgoing, happy all the time. And say, yeah, but sometimes it's like I need to quiet that a little bit to be able to show. So sometimes we just show a different face, but sometimes it's just we need to tell ourselves, I'm good. And of course, I have other supports like medical support and now like other supports that we find. So people get very surprised. And actually some people have told me, oh my, you are very open about it and vulnerable. And because some people feel that being honest about your mental health is I was a little bit like that a few years back. Now I don't care. And if you see me as weak, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that is what people like, I believe. Oh yeah. Or that I have sometimes a temper, like I react strong to certain things. I said, you're always happy. I said, that's my husband and my kids.
Yeah. I think that's only human.
Yeah, exactly. We have our days. All we have our days is how we manage them. Yeah. So I think that is maybe where people are more surprised because it's something that you don't see right away.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Bibiana, it's that time in the show where I ask you, what's your one wild story?
I was thinking, and I told you before, I don't want to think much because it probably will show up. Yeah. So and I'm just thinking right now because this is also tells you a lot about how I see things and how I do. So one thing is I always see the glass half full, always fine. And I think it's because I grew up with it was a very hard childhood, right? And my mom, a person who did the impossible, right? Said she was always positive. Said, how she's so positive, right? She actually ran a program in our city called The Positive Side. It was a magazine, Del Lado Positivo in Spanish, The Positive Side. So I don't know, maybe from that is when I have this. But sometimes things happen to me that you won't believe, like, how? I just sometimes verbalize something and it happens. So even my husband, who is a complete skeptic, I think that's how you pronounce it, he said, I don't know. If it's good for you, it will happen. And I remember, like, I have tons of examples about this, right? Like when I say something, and if it's really something I need, I find it at the end of the day, it will happen, right? One day I was feeling the itch. We have the Ulysses syndrome, they call it. We move a lot. We move countries, we move houses, right? This is our family. And I just told my husband, this was in 2019. I think I want to move again. I need a change. And it's not job, it's not a house. I want something different, completely different. And I went on a trip I told him that one day. And then that week, I went with my friends to Vancouver Island. We used to go to visit a friend who lives there. And in that trip, I had that itch. And I told them, you know what? I think I want to go. Should I come here to live in Vancouver Island? Where should I go? Or jobs and the kids, I don't know. But I need a change. During that trip, my husband called me and he told me, Bibi, you won't believe it. They just called me from the company. There is a position in Norway, but I need to say yes or no this week. I told them I need to ask my wife. And I said, yes. 3 months later, we moved to Norway. So, so yeah, that's what I feel like is I don't know. Things happen. I don't know why, how, but if it's something I really need, it will happen.
Amazing. That's incredible. I'm sure every entrepreneur listening to this episode is going to say, give me some of that. That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that, Bibiana. And thanks everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Bibiana as much as I have. And stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was super fun. Thanks, Maria.
Likewise. Thanks, Bibiana.
I hope you enjoyed the show. Why not become a podcast host yourself? Libby is a community podcast, and we would love to have your voice as a host or a guest. Check out show.libby.ca for more information, show notes, and links for every episode.
This episode is brought to you by New Idea Machine, a unique blend of a tech incubator and a software development powerhouse. We're not just building software, we're crafting the next generation of homegrown tech wizards. Got a project in mind or looking to hire fresh talent? Reach out and let's make tech magic happen. Visit newideamachine.com for more info.
Music for the show was created by Tony Del Degan.